Hey everyone, and welcome to another ARK Ascended modded showcase. Today I'll be checking out the heavyweight hadrosaur Barsboldia, made by Jimmy, Tristan, Nick, and Big Al. Now, some of you might already recognise Barsboldia, since I believe Jimmy had been submitting this back during the creature votes, and who knows what's happened to the creature votes anymore, but I think it's safe to say that Jimmy decided, screw it, he'll make it himself, and oh my god, Barsboldia is so cool. It's got two unique capabilities that I think we should know immediately right now. First is that it will not naturally eat passively by itself. You have to force feed it for a very important reason, so do make sure your Barsboldias don't starve. And the other is that its damage scales based on its active weight. Now we'll get to both of those in a bit because there's a lot more information to go into those, but I figured you should know that immediately. But first things first, let us try and find ourselves a wild Barsboldia. I want to see how these guys act in the wild. And, oh, I think I just found one immediately. Fantastic. They can be found anywhere where Rexes can spawn. So legit, just check any Rex spawns and you'll probably find a Barsboldia, except for Carnivore Island on the island. Otherwise, I'm up north on the volcanic island. And yeah, I just found a Barsboldia immediately. Now, I do have two types of saddles, the first of which is unlockable at level 70. For that reason, I've got myself a therizino because I feel like this would be a good combatant to test Barsboldia against. 140 and bleeding? Hold on. What's going on here? Oh no, a Rex! No! Okay, we're gonna ignore that because the mod did just release. Let's try find another Barsboldia. So I want to find out if these guys are aggressive or not, and just generally how they behave. Ah, yeah, there we go. We've got another Barsboldia right ahead. So these are very easy to find, thankfully. You are level 1? No, that's a server glitch. I have to remember that. Yeah, there's a weird glitch, for those who don't know, on servers, I think. Sometimes creatures will appear as level 1, and it is very much not. Well, anyway. So, are you aggressive? Are you, like, temperamental, like a therizino? No, these guys are passive. They're just chilling, they're vibing. But what happens if I piss you off? Okay, so, for the record, ooh, ow. That's a big knockback. For the record, I'm just using a primitive saddle. Oh, I recognise that ability! Oh my god! Okay, it is cool to be on the receiving end of that. And otherwise, oh dude, this guy just feels like a heavyweight. About time we get more hadrosaurs in this game, man. We need more. Although... Oh, hi, are you finished? Oh, okay. Don't worry, I'll use this footage to send to Jimmy and we'll get it all fixed up immediately. Okay, I've just made a report and I've sent the footage in. Jimmy's already looking into it, he's already going to fix it, so hopefully by the time you guys get to play with this, it's already been fixed. But this is just a result sometimes of mods, where even if the final test version is absolutely perfect, sometimes just something can randomly go wrong. It happens, but the point being is that Jimmy is on the case. In the meanwhile, another one spawned nearby, a 150! Oh god, okay then. So, the way you tame these guys is actually by concussive knockout. You're gonna use a cannon to knock them out. And fair warning, I have never been good at this kind of stuff. So please bear that in mind, that this might go messy. Now, based on Dragonheart and Cosmic Man's trailer, it looked like the Barsboldia only required one singular cannon shot. But that might have just been for the purpose of the trailer. So let's find out then. At least I trapped it. Is it actually trapped? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think. That looked like it was just about snug enough to walk through. Okay, well, let's try. So I'm just going to be clear. I am not saying that this is the most effective trap solution. I don't know. I just threw something together. I'm not particularly creative when it comes to trap designs. I just spring it all together. But here we have a chitin trap with two of these, just in case, for whatever reason, I can't hit it in the middle. And I'm hoping that'll be enough. Now let's see if I can get the attention of the Barsboldia, which is all the way over there. I need to be a little bit careful about this, because of course, new ASA AI means that it won't just drop into the trap so easily. So I've got myself a shield to try and tank the damage. Oh, right, that's not really what I wanted to occur there. But I'm hoping that I can just get it to kind of coax it in. Or not. No, I don't think that's going to work, is it? Or maybe I could just do my old favourite method. So what I'll do then, I'm going to quickly get its aggro again. Get a shield up. Wait for it to come over. It's stuck on the wrong side. Okay, you know what? I can work with this. So if it just remains there... Nope. Oh my god, this is proving to be a little bit messy. A lot more than I intended, really. But hey, you gotta have fun with it. Okay, so I've got its attention. I've opened up the gateway entirely. Opened up the ramp. And instead, I'm just gonna kite it in and slam the blockade behind it. So let's get your attention again. Please. Please. Wait. You know, if you had a Rainier Nather, that'd probably just make this really trivial, but I don't want to do that. Don't really want to cheese it like that, but what I will do, ow, is just quickly, come on, I know you're in here, let me place it. Well, it's a good thing that it stopped attacking for whatever reason. There we go. Well, it would have been a lot easier if I just had a gateway there and just slammed the gateway down on top, which oddly enough is what I normally do, but whatever. Oh, is that going to reach the cannons? Ah! Yep, that reached the cannons. And me. You're gonna have to be very, very careful with this guy. Well, I mean, while he's just stood there doing nothing, what I could do is just quickly line up a double shot. This may or may not work. Oh, okay, it's not a one-shot knockout. It also missed. Great. And, oh, come on, fire. So far, so good. It's not going to break anytime soon, thankfully. Fire again. There we go. I've missed this. So like I said, I am terrible. I'm going to fully admit it. I'm terrible when it comes to this kind of taming. Kind of happy with it so far. It's going to die though. Yeah, it died. Well, at least now we know a much easier trap method. And that this was far too close. Okay, this time I'm just going to take my time a little bit more. So, thankfully, trapping will now be much, much easier. That lag spike really scared me then. So, what I'll do then is I'm just going to run into here. Oh, wait for that. Oh, that does make me worried it's going to do that. Oh, damn it. Come on. No, damn it. Oh, it's just slightly too far. Okay, time for attempt number 3. Hold on, gonna let you push inside, or push me into the thing. Didn't quite, oh, actually that worked really nicely, hold on. Come on, friend, you know you wanna. Oh, and put that down. I did that too prematurely, didn't I, bugger? I mean, you can't really blame me when I'm dealing with this big, terrifying thing. Come on, just a little bit further inside. There we go, there we go. And we're just gonna slam that down, and it's now properly trapped. Okay. This time, I'm going to take my time with shooting it. I did do it a bit rapidly last time. Oh, God, be careful. Yeah, safe to say, can't get over the one high. So do bear in mind, these guys do damage stone. I realised that on the first attempt. They do damage stone. Should be enough to deal with it for a while. But in any case, let us aim up, get you tracked. That looks to be, hold on, a little bit right. I'd say a little bit more to the right. So I think last time I didn't exaggerate it enough. That might be a little bit too high, but taking account for gravity, I missed. Okay, that's fine. That happens sometimes. So maybe a little bit lower. Give you another one and go. Success. Although, I happen to get one that's got a really low health roll. It might not even survive this. Oh, you know what? This is tight. But I am now getting consistent shots. Oh, no, hold on. I can't tell. Am I netting positive? It's going to be close. I think I'm just slightly netting positive torpor versus health. Yes, it is going to be very, very close. Hold on a second. Let's get a couple more from you. It's staying still, which is great for me right now. Feels a little bit cheaty, but sometimes creatures when stuck in traps do this anyway, so it might not even be the aggro bug earlier. It could just be the fact that it's confused and in a trap. That does happen sometimes. But there we go then. You know, fun weapons. I want to take my time and really try to line it up properly, whereas last time I rushed a little bit. Excellent! And there we go then. Now, In terms of feeding these guys, I did mention earlier that these guys do not passively feed themselves when they're tamed, but they will still eat kibble or, you know, berries when they're taming, so you're safe to do that, and exceptional kibble is the best one. Otherwise, typical herbivore tame, give it veggies and berries. Oh, it just had its first bite, and according to my timer, that took about 2 minutes to have its first bite. Now, it turns out that my center server rates are very off, so I don't think this is 1 times taming. I'm not actually sure, but it's on the low side at the very least. And wow, that taming effectiveness got really messed up. That's interesting to note. And if you're wondering why I'm in creative mode, I went AFK to get a cup of tea while waiting for the timer. I didn't want to die while I was AFK. But we'll wait for this to finish taming, and then we'll go check it out. Well, I went AFK again to get my cup of tea and to start editing the video while it tames. I thought I'd just check in, and there's a friend. There's just a friend staring at the sleeping Barsboldia. Ceratosaurs are strangely adorable. Like, they're evil, but they're also just really cute. Just watching it sleep. Alright then. Right then. Oh, that's a cool animation. We have ourselves a tamed up Barsboldia. Oh, look at you then. God, you're huge. Right, so we got ourselves the basic saddle for now. There are 2 types of saddles. I want to check out the basic one first. I also want to make it daytime quickly. There we go, just so we can see it a bit better. All right, so look at you then. God, I love how they've done this. It's such a cool, opposing looking creature. I have to say, I really love the quills on its tail. It's just like, I'm not sure like about accuracy and such, but just from a design perspective, it's a really, really nice touch. And oh, its face looks so peaceful and just, again, big and burly. And the saddle, by the way, it's got physics. I love that so much. It's such a cool looking creature. Now, in terms of abilities and such, first of all, you might notice that when I sprint, it actually starts off slow and then it builds up momentum. And it feels quite nice. I would admit that it's a little bit on the slower side, but I think for such a big creature and the way this is designed, I think it makes sense. So bear in mind, it's a little bit of a slow start, but it's pretty good though. And I think the turn radius is, again, based on the design of this creature, very reasonable. It's a little bit large, not as bad as, oh god, not as bad as some other creatures, but this all really adds to the feel, to the vibe, to the immersion of the way that this is designed to be. In terms of abilities, so we've got our good old left click. We have our right click, which requires a saddle. Okay then. We got C, which is a big giga stomp named Thy End Is Now. Oh, dude. And this is the one that kept knocking me up in the air before. This also gives it a rage buff as well. The rage buff gives the Barsboldia 20% extra melee damage and also changes the left click attack into something far more aggressive and definitely more visually pleasing as well. Let's fight the Ceratosaur then. There you go, so you can see like all the different attacks there. I was doing a bit of left click, or it's doing a bit of the head attack and doing his big stomps as well. I think the stomp actually has just short of enough cooldown. It's a long cooldown, oh my god. But you can actually use it again and again and keep the buff rolling permanently. Oh god, this guy feels so cool, I love him. Let's do that big stomp. Oh, that's not it. Oh, no, that's spacebar. That's something else entirely. Yes, spacebar, by the way, is a directional bash. So, if I look... Hold on, just let that happen. Oh, God, it even knocks each other out in the air. Damn. Spacebar will lunge forward, or it can bash to the right, bash to the left, kill that, knock the corner away. And even does a little kick if you do it from behind. Hold on, let's just demonstrate that again. Oh, wait. Get on a better platform here. So if I do that again, spacebar, look back. There you go, like it does just a rear kick. It's such a cool creature. And I love these bash attacks. Not only are they just interesting, I don't think there's enough creatures in the game that has these more directional, not just directional attacks, but strafing. There's not enough creatures in this game with strafing, I don't think. And it all just, again, really helps facilitate our vibe of a big heavyweight hadrosaur. And I keep on emphasizing this because, as I mentioned earlier, or briefly mentioned, Barsboldia's melee is also scaled based on its actual weight. And I don't mean its weight stat, I mean the active weight in its inventory. So, for the sake of testing, I've spawned in a kind of ridiculous leveled Diplodocus, because I want to see the amount of damage I deal by standard. So my typical left click is 136. And if I just quickly get myself some weight, now thankfully, for the first time, my harvesting rates are a little bit busted, which means I can quickly harvest and get a lot of weight quickly. Well, that's interesting. For the longest time, it wouldn't passively eat, so I guess I changed that then. But I suppose having a permanent experience gain isn't a problem, and I'll get into that in a moment. It's a lot to show off this creature. So, I'm now I'm not fully encumbered, but I'm very weighed down. Get a little bit more quickly. And, oh, well, now I'm entirely weighed down, so just quickly go ahead then and, hold on, level a little bit more weight. There we go, just so I can move. So, I was doing about, what was it, 136 damage, I think? I am now doing, 146. And of course, that'll scale further and further. Now imagine if I do that with my big stomp. So I now have 20% extra melee. So now my left click is doing 292. And yeah, again, bear in mind that this has no levels into melee, minimal levels into weight for the sake of carrying all this weight. And again, this is based on the active carry weight, what I have in my inventory, not based on the levels. You have to actually fill it up. You can't just mutation breed weight and hope for the best. Now, don't worry, there is more for this guy. So you might have noticed that whenever it eats measure berries, it has this really cool little purple experience buff. And the whole reason why, at least previously, it wouldn't automatically eat berries was because these berries actually give it buffs. And I guess it made sense at the time to not let it feed. Again, I'm not sure if it's intentional now, if maybe Jimmy just changed his mind, it's entirely possible. Either way though, let's check out those buffs then. So, if I go ahead and eat myself a whole bunch of Amar berries, this will increase weight damage scale. So the scaling of my weight damage. So now, I'm doing, hold on. Oh right, yeah, I had to move it out of the water, give me 1 second. Unclaim that Diplo. And notice, by the way, it's got this really cool golden glow with all its little weight stats as well, weight icons. Now doing 152. If I eat blueberries, this will give me extra defense, extra armor. Eating cyan berries gives me additional movement speed, so perhaps you're not a big fan of the whole encumbered mechanic, you want to move faster. Well, you can. Just eat some blue or cyan berries. And it is a noticeable increase as well. It does feel much faster. As you've already seen, feeding it Magian berries will give it an experience gain. And yeah, if you're wondering, these effects do stack, and I'll get into that in a moment. Naka berries have no effect. Tinto berries increases health regeneration. And finally, vert berries increases its stamina regeneration. You can only ever have 3 active buffs at a time, so you do have to choose which one you want. You can't just stack everything, but say you got, you know, a whole bunch of buffs. Let's just quickly stack these all up a little bit higher, these two, for example. So I've got I got like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I don't know, maybe I ate the wrong berry, maybe I'm just not getting quite the stat that I want. Oh, Mejo is Weather Shield. Oh, okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, so I got a bit confused there. Magan and Mejo are 2 different ones. Magan gives experience, Mejo gives a Weather Shield. But say again, we don't want these 3 buffs. Stemberry, gone. And now we can change it to another 3 different buffs. So now I've got my movement speed, I've got my extra defense, and I've got my extra damage weight scaling. Oh, here we go. Here's something I really don't do enough of, actually. If you go into the actual show buffs for the creature inventory, it will actually give you the description for each buff. Weather Shield adds 100% to nearby hypothermic installations. That's really nice then. Plus, yeah, speed boost is 10% movement speed, experience gain is 10% experience gain. Get a Stimberry to clear that. Amar is 50% weight-based damage scaling. 10% defense boost. 10 health regen per second. And 10 stamina per second. My god, this is such a cool creature. This is a really, really cool creature. And look at that Barsboldia glow. I love this so much. Back during testing, what you could do at one point when it didn't have the 3-berry cap, you could have all the berries active at the same time. And my god, the rainbow of glowing was absolutely beautiful. So I'm currently doing 152 damage. If I do level it into melee, I'm doing 154 damage. So it really is both stats, both melee and weight are worth leveling into, or more like worth leveling melee and then giving it extra weight. I don't know the exact stat coefficiencies. I'm sure a much smarter person can do the math and figure out what is better to level into. But what I am going to do is weigh it down using cannonballs for a very specific reason. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all the rest of those then. And chuck all that into you, because that's just a nice thing to have to weigh it down. And so we have the current saddle here, which I think Tristan made, and it is an absolutely fantastic saddle. I'm very glad that Barsboldia has this more primitive one, so you can still appreciate and enjoy the creature itself. The siege saddle is more than just for looks, but before we get into that, I'd be a fool not to mention this. I made the saddle. Jimmy actually requested me make the saddle, and this is the model for anyone curious, and I feel a little bit selfish talking about it, but I'm also really excited. So I'm really proud of this. I've never done anything like this before, and thankfully Jimmy, Tristan, Big Al and Nick all enjoyed it. But then we check out my saddle, the, bless him, he even named it after me, the Dark Edge Barsboldia saddle. Oh my god, with higher armor. Oh my god, I've not seen it with the new textures yet. So I just made the mesh, of course. I believe it was Tristan worked on the magic making it work, and of course Jimmy did the animations, and my god, the animations. God, I love how that looks. It's so cool. It's really cool. I'm sorry. Could you not please stop attacking my poor Diplo? That's mine to attack. Actually, no, this is the point though. It's nice to see a bit of a Barsboldia versus Evo Rex action. Hold on, no, come back. Oh my god, look at that Diplo by comparison. That Diplo is just so sad and depressing looking. But hey, by the way, right click, cannon mode, bang. Yeah, by the way, that's the entire thing about this guy. Hold on, get out of the way. Yeah, that cannon is not just for looks. If I right click, I can actually shoot things with it. My god. Now, you will find that, oh, it does fire. Oh, is that fire just for looks? Oh my god. And if you're like me and you're just a little bit bad with aiming, you can hit C to enable trajectory prediction enabled, and also actually allow you to really aim it a bit more carefully. Now, one thing you might notice is that the overall damage on this is a lot lower than a regular cannonball. By default, the cannon does in fact scale melee damage, with a 100% melee Barsboldia doing slightly more than an eighth of a vanilla cannon. So you'll need to have a Barsboldia with about 800% melee damage to match the damage of a vanilla cannon. And another thing, of course, is that this can in fact be used to tame other Barsboldia. This can also be used to knock out rock golems and titanosaurs, which I have to say has been long overdue, because currently our only method of a portable cannonball is with a quetzal, whereas this, especially with the aim trajectory, makes your life so much easier. Forgive me, I just want to have another good look at the saddle. I'm just so proud of how all of them have brought this to life, and it's really exciting. Also, again, just all those physics. Oh, like, God. I'm amazed he pulled it off, because it is such a complicated saddle. Yeah, it's a little bit of clipping here and there, but it just looks awesome. It looks so good. And one other really cool thing that Dragonheart and Cosmic Man pointed out in their trailer was that you can also change the, or you can dye it, of course, you can dye the saddle, which I'm probably going to have to do this for. To be fair, most modded saddles you can in fact dye, so this isn't necessarily anything special, but the way they did it, they had this really cool looking golden, oh, it's like a bronze, wow. They had this really cool gold effect, which I'm not sure. That's, hold on, that buttermilk one actually looks kind of nice. And how does that look? Oh. Oh my god, that looks nutty. Okay, mine looks nowhere near as good as what they did in the trailer. Oh, go look at their trailer, it's fantastic. But, wow. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, here's what I'm going to run with for a moment then. I've got weight, damage scaling, defense boost, speed boost. I would like to just level a bunch more into melee. Quickly harvest a little bit more. Get that encumbrance going. Oh, a little bit more. There we go. Go ahead and get a damage buff from that Giga Stomp. So now what kind of damage am I going to do? What kind of melee damage am I going to do then? 200. And with the, 326 at time, and with the saddle, with the cannon, 551. Out of curiosity, if I just quickly clear this, actually, if I clear, so 551, I no longer have the berry weight bonus 551. Well, there you go then. So if you're wondering about that, the weight does not improve the cannon attack damage. So in other words, you can decide, do you want to go like a flat melee and just go for the cannon? Or do you want it to be a variable based on your weight? Maybe a cargo, like a cargo hauling defender or juggernaut, and you know, had the benefit of both carrying things while being able to defend yourself and attack everything. You have options. How cool is that, to make a cargo carrier like actually offensive? I know Diamond Titanosaurus kind of does a similar thing as well. And I have to say, it's really fitting for these big herbivores to feel like big herbivores. It's such a nice touch. Okay then, I think that is everything then. We're probably running out of time, and like I said, you can in fact knock out other bars, titanosaurs, rock golems with the Barsboldia. The cannon works as a regular cannon would, and you can also use it in PvP too if you wanted to. The option is all there for you, and once again, these guys spawn in the same places as Rexes. So thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. As always, the mod information's in the description down below. Massive well done to Jimmy, Nick, Big Al, and Tristan for creating such an awesome creature. And as always, I'll see you all again next time. Cheers.